to run. It's almost time. Time. It's time. It's almost time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's almost time. Time to run. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's almost time. It's 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 almost time. Time to run. Time to run. Time to run. Time. It's almost time. It's time. It's time. It's almost time. Time to run. The duck runs. The duck runs so fast. I've never seen a duck run.
Do it.
Too bad we're live.
amazing.
We're back. Well, I'm back. You were always back. But as of
I just want to take the time to point out that last week we started at 8 o'clock when I was in charge.
Mhm.
And now tonight we are 5 minutes late.
I just want people to hear the song on the waiting screen.
Yes, it is a great song.
That's it. That's all I wanted, right? We were ready 20 minutes ago. We were just sitting here. We had nothing to talk about really anymore. We just kind of went over everything, I think.
Yeah, fuck this, let's go.
It's But yeah, man, you want to start with the reffing? Is that what you wanted to kind of kick things off with?
Is that even a good thing to start with? Like, is that is that a good way to start it?
Yeah, so I didn't see the reffing on the stuff. Like I was away, right? So I didn't I wasn't privy to watching all this stuff yet. But I've heard things. What did you see that you didn't like?
Well, I'm not just talking about like the last big events. I'm talking about all of the events. Like I've been reading a lot online and I've been seeing like, are the refs getting too involved? Are they being consistent? How can we get them more consistent? It should what do you think?
I think if you're a ref and you do a good job, nobody should be talking about the refs.
Reffing.
No, like nobody should say the refereeing was great. Nobody should say the refereeing was bad. People should be talking about everything other than the reffing, right? Like that's my opinion, right? The because you see it in all sports where like refs try to be the center of attention, so they'll make like exaggerated calls. Like you see it in like soccer and football and shit where the refs be like, they'll make like super exaggerated thing. It's like it's not about you, man. Like you're ref. Like you didn't make the team. Like just do your job, get out. And I think the same is in arm wrestling, right? Like there's certain refs that try to play things up a little bit and try to be part of the show where in my
Yeah.
opinion, the refs in like fake wrestling, like WWE wrestling, like those are the best refs. They're like a tenth of the size of the performers, right?
Yeah.
They don't play it up. Like when they get knocked out, they don't go like, they're knocked out. They're done now, right? And they pull them off and they just put another ref in. You know, they're low key on everything. And I think that's the way all reffing should be, in my opinion, right?
But do you feel like there's consistency, and where do you think it's breaking down across the board? Like, what would you say is the most common thing that you're seeing throughout that's not being standardized?
Okay, so this again, this is my opinion, but I
No, no,
think
yeah,
in arm wrestling itself, there's too many little things that the ref has power over, and too many little calls, like elbow fouls. Perfect example, right? It can be, and again, I don't like the Mac tables fix part of it, but there's still issues with it, right? Like if an elbow goes off the pad just for a fraction of a second and comes back on, or it gets close to going off the pad and didn't actually go off, but it happens so fast that like the ref has to make a call like in a fraction of a second, and it's like, oh, elbow foul, and then stops it or whatever, right? Or gives a warning.
yeah,
When in reality, there might have been an elbow foul, there might not have been, but everything is happening so fast and it's such a small thing to watch for that like the error rate's going to be really high on that, right?
yeah.
Um, like a foul, whereas like you're about to get pinned and you just lift your arm up in the air. If you don't call that properly, then like you're not allowed to be a ref anymore. Like if if somebody lifts the arm up and then puts it back down, and then everybody's looking at the refs, so it's like, yeah, oh, keep going, guys. Like everything's good. Like that guy, you just can't be ref anymore, right?
Yeah,
But because there's so many small micro things that can happen, and especially in the arm wrestling setup, there's a lot of things that can happen, and there's a lot of leniency. And the expectation for leniency most of the time is there, that it's a hard job, and it's almost impossible to do it right, in my opinion. Um, unless you're arm wrestling like little kids that don't know any better, right? Like little kids listen to
yeah,
adults. Like that's easy, right? You're like, all right, guys, hold hands, get go, and everybody listens. The little kids are laughing or one's crying or whatever. But when you're dealing with people who actually want to play the sport, the setup has become a big part of the sport. And it makes the job for the ref uh, super difficult, right? Because it's
yeah.
like you're balancing the entertainment part of it and you're balancing the sport and the fairness part of it. But at some point, like you get the match has to start, right? Um,
Yeah.
and it's like if you just like Devin's a perfect example, because Devin's probably the biggest dink when it comes to the setup. And if a ref just fouls him every single time, no matter what, and then the match is over, like nobody's ever gonna watch whatever the league did that again, right?
No.
But maybe that's the way that it should be. But the problem is it's stupid, you know. So it's yeah. I think arm wrestling just has a really unique problem where I think a lot of the rules need to just be simplified and kind of go away. That's my opinion.
Yeah. And just to touch on this one more
Mhm,
time, or just one last time, I should say,
mhm.
how do you think that's going to affect it in the long run as more people start to watch it? I'd say this is probably the time where we need to have more standardization across the board with reffing, because you only have one chance to make that impression on a new viewer.
Yeah,
Because they don't
yeah,
you don't want a new viewer having to pick what promotion they want to watch, what rule set they want to watch. They just want to, like, if you watch hockey, you're watching hockey. Regardless of what level it is, you're watching
yeah.
hockey.
Well, and that's true and it's not true, right? Like in different leagues in hockey do have different rules. Like certain hockey leagues don't allow checking, right? Like there's no contact.
I'm
So
talking professional leagues.
yeah, there's professional leagues no contact. Well, there is. I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't know a lot about
Well,
hockey, but I've seen international hockey, and it's not the same as North American hockey, right?
yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's yeah, I don't know. I think definitely unification is a thing, but at the same time, I think that kind of stuff happens organically, right? Like when one league does fix it, which again Mac's trying to do, but we haven't completely nailed it yet. But once one league does nail it, you are going to see the other leagues just take those rules and they're going to adapt, right?
Well, yeah,
Uh,
we're seeing that happening now.
we sure are, Mr. Oliver. We sure are.
That'll be the last topic we touch on, the reality of running a promotion, because we do have a couple of topics that we want to look at, like
Yeah.
bigger versus better. is the sport's rapid growth costing us its soul? Like, do you think arm wrestling is losing its soul from what it should be to what people are trying to make it into in order to make it more mainstream, so to speak?
Yeah, that's a pretty deep question. How philosophy? You want to start smoking weed? You want to get high? When we get high, we do
Let's
this.
do it, man. Let's do it.
Actually, before I answer that, I just want to kind of say hi to some people in the chat. We got Scott in there. We got Eric Big Rig. We got Jot Gitanis. I do want a rematch at some point. Just throwing it out there. Even though he's way
And if any
way
of you
too
guys
strong
want to
right now.
jump in, we can send you a link if you guys want to jump in with us as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you guys want to jump in,
I know Eric is always in. You know, Eric is always game.
it'll be the same link as last time. The actually, Matt, if you want, you can send it, or I can send it out too. If I'm trying to think, whatever.
Yeah.
What's the best way to? I guess yeah. I've mentioned it in the chat, and then I'm sure most of you guys will have you on socials, or we'll figure a way to get the link to you. Who else is in there? Oh, Dan the Nightmare is in the chat too. What's up, buddy? You got the Drew 24, powerful.
Scott
sorry.
Walker.
Oh, Scott Walker in there. Oh, powerful. Hey, hard day for you next week. Hard day. Scott saying, "Oh, Jody Williams is in the
Jody,
house."
would you like to
So,
jump on with us as well? Anybody that wants to, just send us a message and we'll get you on with us.
yeah. Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna make sure I have like some of my socials open here on the side, just in case people do reach out. But yeah, like you were saying, is the sport losing its soul a little bit when it starts to hit a certain level? I think that's inevitable, right? Like, and I think if you look at the UFC is the greatest example of that right now, right? In my opinion,
Yep.
it's very like every UFC event is like the same now, right? So I went like this under the mic. It's the same, right? It's like they don't over promote, they don't under promote. It's all calculated now, right? It's like they give this is the percentage of money, the budget that's being spent on all these events. This is the number of time everybody gets, and they're almost afraid to create superstars now because those guys get too much power, so they try to keep everybody kind of here, right? And some guys are still able to kind of jump across that line, but if you look at, let's say, like anywhere between like UFC 30 to maybe like 80, and you look at those events, they would have all kinds of really specialized promo material that they just don't do anymore. And they do a lot more behind the scenes stuff that they show beforehand. And there's a lot of they focused on the main event guys a lot more, right? And that's just all gone now. Like,
Matthias, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yes, sir.
Jody asked if we could send him the link. He would jump on. So if you can send him that link.
oh yeah, I could do that.
He said his answer is too long to type. So I'm going to get the soapbox ready for him.
Let's go. So I would say I think I have Jody on Facebook. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you are. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook Messenger, buddy. Sorry, I can't multitask. I'm terrible.
I concur.
Yeah. All right. I hope I sent it to the right Jody Williams. There you go. Yeah. So you should have the link, and there's a. Oh geez. Yeah. It says the. Oh wait, did I say you the wrong? I sent you the wrong one. Sorry, cancel that. Amateur move.
Last week was so smooth.
Yeah, this is the right link. There you go. Yeah, password is all lowercase. And you click that, you should be able to jump on, and it will probably screw up my audio, and then I'll have to reconnect it and whatever.
I didn't have those problems last week.
Yeah, I got to figure something. There's something with my setup here, and it's being weird. But I'll say this: like, if you look at the stream quality, it's probably better on mine than it was on yours.
I think so.
Just saying.
Nope.
I should do 4K next time, just to spite
9
you.
out of 10 viewers would agree.
5 out of 5 doctors say Matt's stream is better. All right, so that's sent out. Now I have it. Now I can send it out to anybody pretty easily.
All right, perfect.
Powerful. But yeah, but that's my opinion. I think yeah, like I don't think arm wrestling is at that level yet though, where like the soul is gone. I don't think so. What do you think?
I want to hear what Jody has to say first before I give my opinion.
That is killing
But
me.
I do see it going in that direction where, but it might be a good thing for the sport as well. It's just, I need more data on it before I can come to the realization and a good theory on it as well.
Yeah. So you don't have an opinion, is what you're saying.
I have an opinion, but it's my own opinion right now, and I don't want to make anyone butthurt by it. So
Yeah. Well, you're scared. I get it. It's okay.
yeah,
You're allowed to be scared. A little bit of fear is good. A
never
little bit of
scared.
fear is a good thing.
I never scared.
All right. So I sent something to Jody. I don't know if he's clicked on it yet, but it should be pretty. I don't know. There's a couple buttons and things you got to configure when you get in, but you should be all right. Oh, here we go. He's connected. Oh, powerful.
It says not visible on my.
Oh, say my audio kicked out. Now I got to join back in. 1 second. Ah, there you go. Sorry about that.
What's up?
Not too much, buddy. How are you doing? Long time no see.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. So I've listened to you guys' show, and it was one more time about the where arm wrestling's going now. I think last I heard it was about the elites, how they kind of, there's a lot of problems with our sport. I think they can be fixed. I think if we can get rid of the egos, and that starts from the promoters. There's promoters that have egos, which trickle down to referees who have egos, which trickle down to pullers who have egos. And I do understand at some point, because it is a one-on-one sport, you got to have some kind of ego. But if it's held in check, you're fine. But we got so many arm wrestlers that we don't have enough referees. And I think that if some of us, myself included, would take the initiative and learn how to, ref and stuff, because again, it's hard when, how often do we see tournaments or matches where, it was a bad call, and all of a sudden it's like, well, who was reffing, and then what kind of qualifications does that ref have, and this, that, and the other. And I just think, for all of us that want to compete, let's all learn how to referee too. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, no, I think athletes being part of the sport and part of the sport in multiple levels, not just competing, I think always makes it better, right? Like I think the athletes reffing, athletes becoming promoters, athletes becoming managers, like all those other levels, the guys that don't know what it's like to be an athlete, I feel like those are the guys most likely to screw it up, right? In my opinion.
Yeah. If, we're so sensitive too, right?
Mhm.
And, if we all, some people say, hey, I'm doing this for the good of the sport. Yeah, when it benefits you. When it doesn't benefit you, that's when you get all the finger pointing. I think that's just, it kills me. I live in Oregon, United States, and are we allowed to cuss on the show? I don't want to get y'all kicked
You can
off.
say whatever you want.
Okay. I'm so fucking frustrated that we got 3 nationals. We don't need that. Okay, so you got the Unified Nationals, which will be held this year in Pittsburgh in May. That path will get you to WAF Worlds that's taking place in India, I believe. Then you got the IFA Nationals, which takes place in Ohio, and that will get you to the IFA Worlds, which takes place in Japan. Now, there's 2. At least those nationals have a path to a world championship. But we have a 3rd one now under the AUA banner. And it's like, okay, do we need another one? You know what I mean? It's like, we're just muddying up the waters again. And honestly, I'm just guessing. Other countries are laughing at us because you guys got way too many nationals because, well, I want to hold a national. Why? Again, so you already got 2 nationals with 2 different weight classes. What's this one going to be? A new set of weight classes. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, we don't need all that. And, if you want something prestigious, which I would love to have something prestigious, but I mean, let's kick around the fact like the Arnold, right? That's taking place as we speak. And I might be done now, but as we speak, and you have athletes who want to, go to the Arnold. It's a prestigious event. It used to when I first got into the sport. And now it's not what it used to be. It kind of lost some of its luster. And what kills me is that, the way they promote the thing, it's like, I just wish, what tournaments are out there now that are prestigious anymore? I guess that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
You want to jump in on
Are we
that one,
talking
Matt?
both Canada and the United States? Because there is a number, and I find what a lot of it comes down to is the awards that are given out to each one. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people recognize the prestigiousness of the event by the quality of the awards that are given.
I would agree with that because who doesn't want a gorilla statue? Who doesn't want a bison statue? Who doesn't want a dragon from Winter Blast? You know what I'm saying? Man, stuff like that, it kind of coincides with big events, and now with the WSA, they're dishing out a lot of money and stuff now. So, they're doing pretty well for themselves. But if we all quit stepping on each other's toes, I understand that, it's hard to put on a tournament because you got to check in with this promoter and that promoter and find out, I don't want to put a same event in earshot distance on the same weekend or the week before or the week over. Because then the pullers get to a certain point, which one do I want to go to? Here, I'll give you a prime example. So I went to Ryan Espy's qualifier last fall up in Manitoba, right? And I qualified for the Arnold. Now, it's in the month of March, where we're at right now. This month of March is so overflooded with tournaments. And think about it. What's going on this weekend? The Arnold, the Ottawa North American Championships, right? So there's two right there. And they're kind of in the same vicinity to a certain degree, right? Then the following weekend, you got the North American Championships in Las Vegas. So there's three. Some way, somehow, the sit-down nationals in Virginia got moved from April to March. There's four. Then you still got the Fallen Heroes event, which I'll be at March 21st. There's five. And then you got Winter Blast. There's six. So there's 6 tournaments.
Oh, you forgot the most important one, though.
What did I forget?
The MAC tournament, March 14th.
Fuck.
Let's go.
See?
Yeah,
It's like going, so there's 7. So, okay, let's add that one. There's 7 tournaments. Now, if I'm a puller, which one do I go to? And I'm like, I seriously had a serious sit down. I was like stressing out. Not that I was pulling my hair out, but I was stressing out because the fact that, the one advice I got from my wife, it was a good one. She goes, babe, you can't go to every tournament. And she was right. You can't go to every tournament. But good Lord, it's like, if I commit to this one and then I find out that one was a lot better, I'm like, oh, what? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like crap. But, I don't know.
Just to touch on something I just read in the chat from Arm Sport Videos, and it's a question that I've been asked a few times as well, is was the Arnold's actually promoted at all this year?
Not
Because
the
I know
way
in
it should.
Canada we haven't really heard anything of it.
It wasn't promoted the way it should, in my eyes. But okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Whose job is it? So March 14th is the MAC event, right?
Yep.
So whose job is it to promote that? I mean, it could be the promoters. It could be the athletes, You would think if you're going to it, you want to promote the heck out of it just to help out the promoter. Hey, come to, and then of course, the closer you get to it, the more and more, you put the flyer out on, all kind of social media outlets or whatnot. You would think that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing it like you guys are, but no, you're right. It wasn't really talked about like it should, because I think because the guy that's putting it on still has a bad rep from, the falling of Knuckles Up. And so you really weren't sure, should I even go there or not? Is it going to be legit? Do I want to go to an Arnold Classic where my jersey just says the word name on the back? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I guess they had better ones this year because I saw some highlights. And if you're from America, then you had the USA jersey on. If you're from Canada, you had dapped out in black and red with the Canada logo and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool, which is good. So.
Well, because I know in Canada we only had one qualifier for it, so that limited a lot of people's availability to even go.
Yeah. Again, they might have been gun shy because it's like, oh, Chris. If you know Chris, he used to be partners with Will, and then all of a sudden they had a split, and Knuckles Up went under the down under, and then all of a sudden some athletes still weren't paid or whatever the case may be, and it's bad. It gives the sport a black eye when you got athletes who don't get paid when they're supposed to get paid. That's not good,
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, and that's like the unfortunate part of, it seems to be a combat sport problem, not just an arm wrestling problem. Because in fighting, it happens on pretty much all levels of promotion. Like even at the very, very top, like there's guys that don't get paid, and it's yeah, it's a problem everywhere, and I don't know how that's ever going to get solved because even some of the top promotions sometimes fuck guys too, right?
Well,
it's
the way I look
well
at it right now, the way I look at it right now is it's almost like a car dealership or a fast food restaurant where you can literally go to any Ford dealership and get the exact same car. You can go to any Dodge dealership, get the exact same vehicle, but people choose vehicles and dealerships based upon how they were made to feel at that dealership, their experience while they're there, their customer experience essentially. So as a promoter, you need to sell the experience, not just the availability to throw on a tournament. Set up a table, have a check-in booth, have a scale. You need to sell an experience of giving them the feeling of an actual promotion, not just a meat grinder looking for money.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
yeah,
That's my
and
opinion. That's my opinion.
and I think a lot of it has to do with because it's like the modern age, everybody wants to see the content online, right? So I think the online presence and the production quality of the actual tournament or matches, whatever, I feel like is a huge thing because you could have a massive, massive tournament and it could be great. Only a handful of tournaments are gonna be able to pull that off without actually posting their own footage online to show how awesome it actually is, right? Um,
Yeah.
Right.
so I think that's a big part of it. Like if you see an event or a particular promotion that's putting on tournaments, and then you look at the footage online and the live streams look awesome, and they capture the audio really good, and the angles from the tables are good, and just the quality of the streams are really good. I think that's going to attract a lot of the newer people too, because we kind of live in this like attention society, right? And everybody wants to
Yeah.
be on the coolest stage and wants to have themselves represented in the biggest way possible, right?
Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up. I gotta. Can I piggyback on that comment?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, and I want you guys, the three of you guys, I want you guys' opinions on this. So, we talked about elite pullers, right? Um, there's so many organizations out there now, which is good because let's be honest, not everybody's going to be an elite puller. We all could agree to that, right? So, you have other organizations, other leagues that people can be a part of. Like, ooh, I like what the WSA has to offer with Greg Sharp, or I like what Tough has to offer, or Mac, or anything else. I like what they have to offer. And honestly, if let's just say, for example, if I was a Mac guy and all I want to do is just participate at Mac, I don't give a crap. I would just compete there. You know, it would benefit me because I don't care about the other ones. I'm committed to Mac. Right now, after that, you might get the spotlight because then all of a sudden, if I do good at a Mac card, first of all, if I went to the very bottom, did good at a tournament, okay, that gets some eyes. So maybe Ian or JJ is watching and goes, oh, okay, let's give Chuck Fender a match or whatever. And then all of a sudden, I do good at a Mac card. Then all of a sudden, if that gets out on social media, that's what we're doing nowadays. Then other people start taking notice of what's going on. Then all of a sudden, if I got picked up to go to another, promotion and stuff and do good on that, then it's like, hey, I came from Mac, and now that's making Mac more prestigious now because look who's going on in different organizations and doing good and stuff. That's just an opinion. But what do you guys think about that?
I agree with that 100%.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
As do I.
Yeah, I think
But
I agree with it, but there is one issue with this, right? And
Yeah.
the one issue, so right now, one issue is like the sucking of talent, right? So as soon as you try to create a league and then your top talent jumps to the bigger leagues constantly, right? You become a feeder system, right? And
Right.
which is good. You can make good money and good content being in this space. But the problem with arm wrestling, and I've been trying to make a video talking about this actually, and I think Matt knows where I'm going with it. There seems to be a lot of sabotaging in arm wrestling. So, even though like, the Pullers and Mac that are doing really well, like they're getting opportunities in all other places, right? Like tons of guys are moving to East versus West and competing at other big
Right.
events overseas. But a lot of these other leagues, and I'm not going to say names and stuff on here, have done stuff like trying to poach our matches, poach athletes, and sabotage events. And to me, it's like, why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Like, we're all in the same pool together. Like, you're pissing on my side. The piss is going to make it to your side eventually, too. Right.
Yep.
So
I talked to some of the powers that be in that particular organization, Mac, and I understand where that comment came from. And I think some of the issue, and I don't know, what do you guys think, that when you have different organizations, multiple ones, trying to get the same athlete, because then all of a sudden it goes back to square one. Like, okay, well, now if you're trying to get more people in the sport, which we are, but then people need to realize that there's more to it than just the ones you always see. You know what I mean? There's more to it. There's a bunch of other names that they could probably sit there and just take you behind the barn and give you a serious beatdown, but you don't know because they're not on the elite, because they focus so much on the elite, which I get. They are who they are.
yeah.
Don't take that away
But
from
are they
them.
trying to? But a lot of people, I find, are they treating the elite athletes like a commodity, or are they treating them like athletes? Are they doing it for the love of the sport or the control of the sport?
Probably both. In
That's what I mean.
my
Like,
opinion, probably both.
so in your opinion, what would define the modern athlete? Their ability to move around to different leagues, their ability to stick with one? Is it someone that's looking to grow but at the detriment of another league, like we're forgetting where you came from, kind of thing?
That's a hard one, because it's hard when you want to see how good can you be. If, like I said, and we'll use Mac because you guys are Mac athletes. We'll go ahead and use this for example. If you guys are Mac athletes and you just been kicking ass and stuff, and then someone says, "Hey, I've been watching you, man. Why don't you come try your East versus West or whatever, or even Montana Armband or whatever organization," and you might sit there and go, "Huh, you mean to tell me you won't sit there and think about that because the grass might be greener?" But at the same time, you don't want to just negate where you came from, as you guys were saying. Hey, where you come from, you don't want to forget that either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no right answer, right? There's no right answer. At the end of the way, things are going to turn out the way they're going to turn out. And I think historically, if you look at other sports, the way it usually goes is as the sport grows, all the athletes will tend to funnel into one place, and then they'll kind of stay there. And then something will happen, something will trigger it, where whether it's like an acquisition of another company or whatever, and then it just kind of goes out again. And it just creates this like vicious in out cycle. And you see it with MMA, you see it with boxing. And sometimes those cycles tend to take longer than others. Sometimes they're very
Right.
quick. But from what I've seen, that seems to be like, I think MMA is the perfect example, right? Where it's like, I don't know, like 25 years ago, 20 years ago, you had maybe at the top, you probably had like 3 or 4 leagues, right? You had like the UFC, you had Pride, you had like the IFL, you had
Bellator.
Bellator, yeah.
Bellator wasn't around back then, right?
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, then you'd had like the WEC, and then I guess Strike Force too, right? So those are like the old school ones. And then the UFC just started gobbling them up, right? So first they got the WEC, then they got Pride, and then I think the IFL just kind of dissipated. And then other ones tried to pop up, so it kind of was like funneling in and kind of going out. And then now it's kind of like the UFC is kind of, had the power for probably the last like 6 years or so, but now you're starting to see these other organizations pop out again that are paying well, right? Like Bellator. You have like the MVP promotion that's coming out, and then a couple other ones in Japan that are kind of popping up again. So it's kind of like doing this again. And I think in arm wrestling, we're not quite at this point yet. Like people are, like obviously East versus West is the peak now, right? And I guess before East versus West would have been would WAL, would they have been kind of the peak
Yeah,
before?
I mean, it would have been interesting to see what would happen had the pandemic not happened.
Yeah.
I thought, but, and if you guys can, hear me on this one, maybe that was a good thing that the pandemic happened as far as Wall, because after a certain amount of time, you kept regurgitating the same matches. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, you've seen this match, and because I'm a fan, I'm gonna watch it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, how many times do we need to see any kind of combination of Devin, Michael, and Jerry? You see what I'm saying? Like, how many times do you need to see that? You know what I mean? And I'm not blaming them. It's just you're running out of athletes because, okay, we're gonna pick 30. These are our core 30 people. But even of those 30, maybe only 14 of them get, really, really, get some shine, because the other 15 are like going, what the fuck? Like, I signed a contract, by the way, you signed a contract, and then I was promised A, B, C, D, but then I got one loss, and then I'm on the sidelines now, and I can't do anything else. That was holding people up, was people were getting upset, So again, it all depends on what path a person wants in the sport. One of these days, I'm gonna go to a MAC tournament and just to see and get the feel of the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk to Dan and Nightmare about it, because we're gonna be roommates when we go to IFA National. So I'll be taking it, picking his brain about that. But again, it all depends on what the athlete wants. Some people are like, you know what, I'm happy at MAC. I'm happy at Montana Armbender. I'm happy, doing WSA. Whatever the case may be, I'm happy doing tough, and I'm still waiting for the next one. I think, is it this month? Is it 2 weeks? The TAWF, the next round. It's like Calgary versus BC. I'm waiting for that one.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. So hey, like I said, it all depends on what path the athlete takes.
Yeah, I think if you're an athlete and you're trying to make it, I think you just try to be out there as much as possible. I think that's what everybody's goal
That's
should
what I
be.
mean.
Yeah.
Because once you get to that level, you might only pull 3 times a year if you're gonna stick with that elite top level. Like, who was it? He pulled against Mayan in Atlantic City, Jason Merlo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said people were giving him shit because he was going to other events and they're saying he's too good for it. But like he said, he got into this sport to pull as much as he possibly could. Just because he pulled East versus West, it doesn't mean he doesn't want to go down and pull in other events. He came from pulling in all kinds of different events. He got to where he was from this system. So why turn his back on it and only focus on one event now?
Yeah.
Bingo. That's what it is. But that was Jason's decision. I want to pull as many guys as I can at a high level. There's nothing wrong with that, And like I said, and I'll speak for me on this. I've pulled that Monster Factory before. I know how that feels. I pulled that Armed Wars before. I know how that feels. So, for me to compete there, and I'm telling you, it's an awesome experience, But I realized that I'm not quite, up there yet, talent wise, whatever, performance wise or whatnot. At least not at Arm Wars. I mean, I had a couple good battles, but overall, I didn't win anything. Monster Factory, my record's 1-1. So it's kind of like, all right, it was fun, but now it's like, I want to try something different just to see, where I fit in at. Now, that's all it comes down to,
Yeah, and I think it shouldn't always be 100% on like how much you're willing to destroy your body to be the strongest version of yourself every single time. Like, I feel like sometimes it's like you want to have good matches, right? So you have to go to wherever, the matches that you want to have and that kind of fit what you're trying to do is, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Because not everybody wants to become a super mutant, That's not on everybody's to-do list.
I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that shit.
Nah, you're not that
Way
old.
too old for
How old
that.
are you, Jody?
I just turned 50 February 13th.
Oh shit. Okay. Good for you. Yeah. There's a lot of people I know that look way older than you at 50. I wouldn't have pegged you at 50.
Yeah,
I'm
I
actually
mean,
surprised
like
you're
I
that
said,
old.
Yeah.
yeah, I let all the young. Well, I got into sport late too. I got into sport at 34, 35. Because I did all the, the recreational sports, the semi-pro football. I did all that kind of stuff when I was younger. But, doing this is fun. I'm like, what? This is my 16th year doing this stuff. So I mean, I'm having the ball. I've gone to a lot of places. I've competed on an international level. I'm just waiting to see, you know, what else there is for me. But I know that sometimes I feel like my window is kind of closing in because, you know, with these youngsters, man, they sit there and they're just full of piss and vinegar. And I used to be like that, but not so much now. But sometimes it's kind of a hard pill to swallow when you say, you know what, I'm just going to focus on the Masters, and now I'm 50 Grandmasters, and you know, it's not that I'm scared of the open class. I'll still pull open class. It's just I know I'm not as competitive like I used to be, you know. So then you got to kind of make that decision, like, okay, I'm used to taking top 3, top 4, maybe top 5. Now I'm thinking, it's not like that no more. So now I got some decisions to make if I still want to, you know, keep going in this sport.
Yeah, so you're going the wrong way. You're trying to aim for Masters. You got to aim for kids classes. That's where you got to go to get the gold.
Yeah, you know, so it's just, you know, like I said, when it's all said and done, I want, well, my legacy, I want at least to say, hey, you're a national champion and or world champion or whatever. So the only way I'm gonna get that, in my opinion, is if I'm in the Masters or Grandmaster. That's the only way I see that. I'm not gonna be able to get that, or I should say, I'm not gonna be able to attain that in the open class. It's just these are the facts. I'm not saying I'm scared. It's just these are the serious facts. If I'm gonna go across the country, or excuse me, across the globe, and spend all that money to go to a world championship and go 2 and out, damn, well, at least I can go eat some good food. I mean, fuck, I can do that somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, and the tough thing is the more time goes by, the more interest in the sport, and the bigger the athlete pool is growing, and the harder it is to win the big ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and again, I'm super new to arm wrestling, but I've talked to other people, and I see the clubs and stuff now, and talk to Devin and how many people you used to train with before versus now, and it's night and day, right?
Yeah.
Like arm wrestling clubs used to be small, and now it's like, you know, you have like 40, 50 people at some practices. Like, it's getting crazy.
Seems like every 4 or 5, maybe 6 years, we'll have like a big spike in the sport, meaning that's a big boom, you know, and it's like, okay, here we go, you know. That's why you got tournaments all the time, you know. But the thing is that the athlete's gonna need to make a decision. Like, you know, I was reached out to about the Fallen Heroes event, March 21st. I'm like, all right, cool, you know, and I'm gonna go pull for Bolson. You know, the guy's got stage 4 cancer. It's like crap, you know. He was an awesome competitor, and obviously because of that, he's doing, you know, chemo and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go there, you know, support his event, you know, and hey, you know, there's some good pullers, and I got a match out of it. So I mean, that also worked out too. So we'll see, because yeah, or else I would have been doing something else this month. I don't know which event what I've been doing, but I would have did something. So
Winter Blast.
So just to touch
Oh
on
yeah, there you go.
Eric, how do you feel about this? Because you are an up and coming athlete. You're getting your name out there more. You are rising, and you're going to be in that talent pool, and you're going to be pushing to the top of it. So, what do you think of it?
I want to aim for the top, but I don't want to end up being that guy that only pulls for one promotion two times a year. That's the most boring thing. That's just, I don't know. You're gonna have a few matches a year, and then you're just gonna get old and you're gonna get washed. You're not gonna enjoy this. Yeah, arm wrestling is a long sport, but you're not gonna enjoy that time just sitting around and lifting. You know, yeah, you'll get stronger, but I want to pull
Being
as
a
much as
special
possible.
guest at an event.
Or being, yeah.
Yes. You don't want to be on every poster and not compete. You want to be that guy, no?
No, I want to compete. You know.
Yeah.
I want to pull.
And
but you know, at the end of the day, it's up to the puller when it comes to those types of questions.
well, usually, right, in most sports, when guys are only competing a couple times, it becomes a money issue at that point, right? It's usually a contractual thing and a money issue where it's like they've been paid money now to only pull for this promotion, right? And then the budgets are only there for them to pull so many times because of deals made behind the scenes. And then some people,
right,
obviously they don't want to lose, right? So they go all out and what do you want to call it? Like curate all their matches coming up, you know?
I mean, I say this now, but I don't think I
Keanu, what's up,
signed
buddy?
up for the sport
Yeah,
for the
what's up,
money.
buddy?
See, my audio gets messed up every time. One sec. I gotta jump out of here again. One sec.
Let me guess. Is it me again?
Didn't happen. No, it's Matthias. He's the issue.
Oh, Matthias.
Oh, come on, Eric. Come on, Cliff.
Well, okay, here's a question for you guys. Look at it this way. Let's just say, it could be Wall or Mac, whatever. Hey, you were promised 4 matches a year to be on the main card. The problem I think I see with some is that once they lose, they don't get that call back. And you kind of like, okay, now what? I think that's some of the problem too. Like, if you lose, it's like, okay, there's people with a winning record at East First West, but you still see the same people with a losing record constantly on there. And I think at that point, it's a draw. Does that person draw, for views or whatever, That's what it comes down to. But if, let's just say, Carnegie calls me or JJ Jackson and says, hey, I want you on a couple Mac cards, and I just sit there and just shit the bed. Am I getting called back? Probably not.
Yeah, timing is one of the weirdest things in this sport, especially when you get to these bigger events like Mac or I guess all of the up and comers. You don't want to lose. So
yeah,
if you get the call and you're not timed properly, you're either missing out on an opportunity. You either don't want to lose, or if you do lose, you might not get that call back. So yeah, I definitely see the pressure there for sure.
Yeah.
But
So that's where I was
meantime,
kinda
are you
going.
waiting by the phone though?
No, I feel like the thing is like, I feel like if you're competing a lot, you just have to be strategic by the way you do things.
Yeah.
Not trying to be peaking all the time. I mean, obviously, you want to be as strong as you can at all times, but at the same time, you got to be realistic. So as long as you're not, I guess, hurting yourself or putting your body in the dumps, when you get the opportunity, go for it. But that means you should be recovering at all times, training hard at all times, and taking it very serious. Because if you're just a one-hit wonder, where once a year you go all in, you're going to miss out on a ton of opportunities.
Unless you want to be the Undertaker, you just do one match a year or something like that, But no, I get what you're saying.
Well, that's what I meant about my initial question was like the bigger versus better is the rapid growth. Is it costing the soul of the sport? And would you say the soul of the sport is like, let's say a Tim Lewis, for example, who travels the world to go to competitions. And is that the soul of the sport, or is the soul of the sport more of a, like, for lack of a better example, a Levon who competes once a year or once every 18 months, regardless of like injuries or whatever, he's only competing once a year. Is that the soul of the sport?
Yeah, go ahead, take it first.
Yeah, I think the thing with this sport, if you guys obviously see this, but in order to either get paid big money or to have a large following, you have to win, which means you have to be extremely, extremely, extremely good. So in arm wrestling, in my opinion, we see like I guess the ones who are very renowned are always seriously at the top. But if you are not at a high level, it's very hard to, I guess, switch that theme of arm wrestling. I'm not sure. Like, it seems to be like you either just have to win all the time, or it's just very difficult.
That's a lot of pressure. Which is why I want nothing to do with the elites for various reasons. Because if you don't win, they're not calling you back, and then you got to look for something else. But to piggyback on your comment about Tim Lewis and Levon, I think we all know he's the most dominant force right now in the sport. He doesn't need to always compete, but then you got Devin. Like, well, Devin, he's one of the natural forces too, and he always competes. You got two different types of pullers, where you go a few levels down, and you got Tim Lewis, who seems like he has a super match every 45 minutes, right? So, you take somebody like him, yeah, but at the same time, it's like maybe Tim is content with that. But then again, you got to go, well, who's he competing against? That's, just something to look at. Who's he competing? That's not a knock on him, by the way. It's just like, yeah, he's taking matches with anybody. He's taking matches with the mailman, and he's taking matches with this person. I'm sure he'll be at Winter Blast at some point taking a match with, for all I know. He was just at the Vienna East First West tournament, was he not? So
he
he's
didn't
going
participate
everywhere.
in that one. Yep.
What are people saying?
Say again?
I'm sure in the chat.
Sorry,
I
yeah,
can't even
every
see the
time
chat. How many people we got? I can't even see the chat. How many people we got in the chat?
Oh,
14.
yeah, there's a
14.
handful of people. Yeah.
14 live.
So
Sorry.
Alan Ford in the chat.
Oh, we lost Jody. What happened there?
I don't know.
He didn't like
Oh.
Alan being here.
Maybe they exited out because they were on their phones and they went to
To look at
something. But I got some audio issues on my. I feel like every time somebody joins in, my audio cuts out until unless I
That's
refresh
good.
the director's feed.
Yeah,
here.
that's
So I
why I've been sending the link out to everybody that asks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've been the one setting it out, so I don't know what you're doing. Well, I guess no, Keanu, I didn't send it to Keanu. And Eric, I think you've always used the same one from last time, eh?
Yeah, I used the same one from last
Yeah,
time.
you just ninja'd your way in here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I'm just trying to figure this out, see if I can fix this because it's getting
there's
super
Jody.
annoying. See, now I gotta rejoin the audio again. Ah.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I saw the message. I wanted to see how many people were in the chat. And I hit the button and it just kicked me out. So
Yeah,
sorry, everybody.
that's all right.
Yeah, Alan has a good point here. He says he has a couple comments. First one, put the work in first, but then he says you have to earn the big stage. That way, when you lose, and everyone else will know you are still the man. Meaning, you don't lose and you don't get the call back.
Yeah, look at Logan from EVW. His left went unpinned their tournament. They gave him the wild card. Yeah, he lost, but I guarantee he's going to get a call back.
But here's the thing with Logan now, and I'm glad he stuck his toe in the international water because now he can see there's different levels to this. Now that he's back here, he did what he needed to do out there. How many matches are waiting for him now?
Oh shit, a lot.
You see what I'm saying? Like how many matches? I mean, he's a
Everybody
predominant
wants to
left-hander,
now.
right?
Yeah, his left is insane.
Okay, so you can sit there and go, can he? How would he do against a BJ Fokakis or a Nick Stone? We could just throw names out there. I mean, I don't think Derek Smith pulls the left that much. Robbie Burnett, I don't think Wayne Withers pulls a lot. Austin Jaggers. I mean, so now that Logan did that and came back here, there's all kind of matches they can set him up with.
Mm-hmm. I think he's calling.
I don't know if he'll take them
out?
because he's saying that there should be less promotions and less matches and less tournaments. So
I
he might
don't
be
think
just sticking to the elites now.
He is saying quality over quantity.
I think the way he came out, I'm being honest, this is not a dig on him, but I think that comment should have not made it to social media because it's almost like, okay, if you don't get that call back, then where do you go? Because by his comment, you kind of pissed everybody over promoters off. Like, well, I'm not inviting you to my tournament since you think that there's too many. I mean, they could take it the wrong way. I mean, he probably meant it a different way, but the way it came out, I meant like, it's almost like with Sean Hancock. No offense to Sean, but when he made that video clip and saying, okay, well, if you're not coming to my event to be, to qualify for a referee, then you're not serious about the sport. How many people did you discourage by saying that? So, I mean, sometimes you got to watch how you say things, and not everything needs to be on social media. Even if it's just a thought, sometimes that can come back to bite you. And I hope it does not for Logan's case because I see talent in him, but just, ease up on that because you got plenty of matches here in the States that if you do not get the call back to Germany, or you might get a call when EBW becomes the Arkansas in June, then what,
Yeah. Alan said, you got to get back in the trenches and prove that to everyone that you've earned the big stage.
Yeah. So
Agreed.
I did miss a little bit of that because my audio is being weird. But my one comment on the whole thing would be, I don't think winning and losing is the most important thing. I think if people want to watch you or not is the most important thing, right?
Yeah,
And
I think,
obviously winning helps with that, right?
Hell yeah.
And I think that's what I was mentioning earlier with this sport is arm wrestling is just based off of you either win or lose. So the more you win, the more well-known you are or the bigger name you have. But arm wrestling is moving towards the direction where you will have the influencers, you will have the odd guys who are coming in and out where people want to watch. Obviously, Brian Shaw's a good example of this. But with all the leagues competing for each other, I think it's inevitable that at some point we see more than just winning, losing. It's what the fans want to see. And then which leagues are truly at the top. Because right now it's East versus West. But, I don't think they'll be alone forever. There's a lot of upcoming leagues. So,
yeah, but I think there's a lot of athletes. Well, I shouldn't say there's a lot of athletes, but there are athletes that are in pretty much all sports that have never made it to the number one spot, but are still ridiculously popular because they are good, right? Like, so you do have to have a certain level in the sport to hit that kind of that sweet spot. But because they're charismatic enough and because they have a presence enough, they don't have to. And some of those guys get paid way more than the top guys, right? And obviously, if you're an influencer or you have an online presence before arm wrestling, like obviously that's like cheat codes, right? Like, but I think within the next, I would say 5 to 10 years, I think you will see guys that are able to hit that spot because of arm wrestling and not because of something else, right? And I think we have a couple guys like that. Look at Schoolboy, for example, right? Like he'd be a good example.
He's a good one.
Yeah, where he's not like, is Schoolboy ever going to beat Levon? I don't know. Like he's young enough, maybe he'll outlast him, right? And he'll get him at the end. But as of right now, there's a lot more people that are interested in seeing him than some of the other guys who are those top 3, 4, 5 guys, right?
Yeah.
Because he
I mean,
has.
if he were to be on an East versus West event, sign me up. I want to see this.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I don't know if he's pulled East versus West, but he's pulled King of the Table a few times.
Yeah.
Right?
He's pulled EVW before. I don't think
Yeah.
he won, but he pulled it before.
Yeah. So, but like, and the thing is, he's super good, but he's
good.
just not there. And will he be there? You know what? Probably if he sticks with it and he continues on his path. Like, yeah, for sure. Like he'll probably make it there. But even if he doesn't, people still interested in watching him, right?
I mean, when he started making his videos, I don't recall too much about him, but he was legitimately just a small, skinny kid that was fairly good, and now he's right up. He's at the top somewhere.
Well, he's massive. He's a big.
Yeah,
He's a school
like
bus
he
now.
He's came like respect to his genetics and the people he's around, but he's came a long way from the original videos that you saw him surface on YouTube when he was just literally a little schoolboy pulling in the streets, and now he's some of the best in the world, really.
Yeah.
Not the top, but he's getting there. He's came a very long way.
Me and him are pretty much the same size. Like I have a picture of me and Schoolboy. Like,
yeah, but you got a wide angle lens.
I'm taller,
Yeah.
but like we're about just as wide.
Yeah,
He's
but
big.
I was gonna say, like, you got a wide angle lens right now, and you're sitting a little low. It's deceiving how big Eric's a big dude.
So I pulled in Vegas a year ago, and I met 2 years ago I pulled in Vegas, and I spoke to Alex, his brother, and I was like, "Where's your brother?" He's like, "Oh, he wasn't able to make it due to things going on." Anyway, and I asked him, I said, would your brother do at this tournament? The Vegas you get some big names, and he's like, "Dude, it would be very easy for him here." I'm like, that is insane. And you're talking about
Different levels.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we can see you. We can hear
I
you
got
too.
you, yeah.
I can't see nothing.
I can't see any of you guys. Okay, I only see you, Matthias. I got your mug on the screen. I hear everybody, but I don't see.
He's on his phone.
No, I'm on a laptop.
He's on a laptop.
You can't see everybody in the link?
No, I see
I can only
nobody
see you as
besides
well.
you.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I'm on my phone too, but I can only see you. I can hear everybody, but only see
good.
you.
You don't need to see any of the other guys then. Whatever. Don't
That's
worry about
fair.
it.
Yeah, I'm ugly anyways.
I'm gonna be seeing Judy on Sunday anyway, so.
Hey, one sec. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me see if I can fix that here.
That's why I haven't said.
So
anything,
Houdini
you know?
Sports said, as fans, just be authentic, be yourself, bring energy. Don't just walk up on stage, go directly to your corner, and forget there's an audience, which is true. So that keeps bringing me back to what defines the modern arm wrestler. Like, who would you say is the modern epitome of what an arm wrestler should be right now? Being able to market themselves, have a good stage presence, good performance, on the table, off the table. Like, who is the modern arm wrestler, and who should up and comers want to be like? Because you see a lot of kids, they get on the table now in amateur tournaments, they don't know why they're doing half the shit they're doing at the table, but they're doing it to emulate the people that they see. They don't know why they're not even gripping up. They won't take a grip. They'll put their hand on the other side. They'll do whatever they can because they think that's an advantage, but they don't even understand why they're doing it.
No, absolutely. It's literally like this, just emulating who they think it looks good.
Is that the modern arm wrestling?
I don't know.
I would say, honestly,
I
I'll probably say Todzilla because you get a mixture of both. I mean, he's entertaining, but he's still a gentleman at the same time, where either you fall on that side or that side. So if you're like the quiet people, then you get like the Yoshis, John Brzezinks, Dave Chafees. But if you're on that side of the fence, then you'll get the Devins and the Matt Mask and all the loud people. So it all depends on what side of the fence you're looking for, where Todd's kind of in the middle. I mean, he'll sit there, do the Todzilla thing, and he'll rub your head and stuff, and he's intense, which you like, but he's also not being a dick, though, either. So it's kind of like, that's me, though. Because you see Todd, I mean, when he bites down that mouthpiece and he's just growling, he just goes sideways, like, oh, shit, somebody's going to get their arm broke today. And that's what you think, but you want to see it. And, like I said, he's not rude to his opponents, but his intensity is what we like, and that's what people want to see.
That's what I like.
I agree with Houdini Sports. He said Bogdan, Stoica, and Rijkaard Borman, and I know both of them personally. Like, I've been in Rijkaard's corner for every one of his East versus West matches so far, helping him on stage, helping him prep. He is what all young athletes, I believe, should aspire to be. Just the way he promotes himself, the way he carries himself, interacting with them. He's just an amazing person. Same with Bogdan. He's great online. He's good for training. He's good for information. And he has the temperament and the table IQ that a lot of people should be looking up to.
Agreed. And can I make one more point before I go ahead and go get a bite to eat for dinner?
Yeah.
Another thing that's kind of like, I don't want to say it's getting sports a black eye, but it can be a good turnoff is when the mouthpieces. What I mean by that is that you got the athlete who's doing good, but their mouthpiece is speaking for them. They're trying to be the center of attention. They got to quit that too. Let the athletes do what they do best. We don't need the mouthpiece. That's who I'm with, and that's who I'm rolling with, and where it's going to be. Stop. Don't do that. I think that's starting. I'm starting to see that's becoming a thing too, and I think people need to calm down because now you don't need your mouth. Don't need to be writing checks that athlete you're pumping up can't sign. You see what I'm saying? Like that needs to quit too.
I've seen so many people trying to mock Devin at the table just by talking shit and yakking, and I'm like, bro, just concentrate in your own, just do your own thing and shut up.
Right.
If you're someone who loves to bring the energy and you're all in, I love it. But if you're gonna sit there and try and trash talk, yeah, I could spot that from a mile away. It's like, just shut up, dude, and let's pull.
Right, because only Devin can do what Devin does. Only Matt Mask can do what he does. Only Travis Basic can do what he does. If you try to mimic those guys, they're going to know it's not authentic. You're going to get punched in the mouth.
It's 100%. Yeah.
Be your own person. Be your own individual person.
Yeah.
Just because so-and-so does it and is successful at doing it doesn't mean you're going to be.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Also, Jody, I did send you a new link. So the new link, if you join it again or whatever, you should be able to see everybody.
Yeah, I see everybody.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, it's my bad.
I'm about to.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's all right. I'm about to get a bite to eat, but guys, thanks for giving me the link. Thanks for inviting me on the show. But who's going live? Will this be the link to watch the MAC tournament on the 14th? Yes or no?
It will be on the MAC channel. Yeah, MAC YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
When does it start?
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock our time. So that's whatever.
10
Okay.
a.m. my time. Okay.
I was gonna ask when does it start? So do I?
You'll be there.
Yeah, you have to be
Well,
there. Right?
I was thinking, do I show up Friday? Stay overnight, and then leave after the tournament, or?
I'll check it out, guys. Thanks for having me on. You
You're
guys,
powerful.
enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, man.
Good Sunday, Jody.
Have a good one,
Good
Jody.
seeing
Thanks. Yes. Next Sunday. Here we go. Sunday
Powerful.
it is.
Don't forget to hit the like when you leave, okay?
Yeah, there you
hit
go.
the
Will
like
do.
button.
Will
Smash
If
do.
you don't like the video, dude, jeez, get out of here. Don't come back if anybody in the chat didn't like the video, you're doing it wrong.
That's right. Yeah,
I can see who didn't. Alan
The
Ford
video
has
you watch,
hit the
you
thumbs
log on
down
to a
button.
video, you gotta hit like.
So we
Yeah.
have 8 likes from what I see, and there's 14 people. So something's wrong.
Something's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, because
loud.
Alan
Jeez
keeps hitting the
Louise.
thumbs down button to be a dick.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alan's just
Alan.
spamming it. And people were
Get some moderators. Kick this guy
Hold
out.
up, hold up. We're gonna fix this real quick. Hold up. I'll use all my 4 emails.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's my bad. You know what's funny? I've talked to a few people now that like run YouTube channels and whatnot, and I've been given that advice tons of times. Is like in your videos, like always cue people to like and subscribe and this and that. And the same goes for the lives. But man, I just feel so cheesy saying it. You know, every
If you're
time.
not doing it, someone else is.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's you gotta. It's like being an entrepreneur. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, and they realize there's no end. You just gotta keep going and never stop.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep telling people like the video.
Shameless
Yeah.
self-promotion. Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Speaking of
It
shameless
works.
promotions, Keanu, is there anything new with your app?
Oh,
Ah, there you go. Nice segue.
Been working on some things. Yeah, no weekly updates, different workouts, new exercises. I don't know. It's cool. The community is growing. It's sick. If anyone's not in and you're
Hey,
watching, you should be check it out.
Matthias has said he's never been stronger. He's been using it for the last week. He said the being able to keep track of the weights, because it's small numbers, right? So it was easier for him to keep track of these little tiny numbers for his little tiny weights.
Little
So
tiny-
he feels like he's getting a little bit tiny stronger.
listen,
I saw that he
was
was logging like 5 pounds or something. There you go.
yeah.
Right, these ones?
Ah,
Yeah,
there
it
you
was
go.
something like that. That's
Hey,
what he
listen,
marked down.
Why does that look like a little freaking teacup like plate in your hand, man? That thing's like the size of my face.
It's 2.5.
this. I got
This is-
this right here. There's a couple
2.5.
plates on there.
This is a 5. And then hold up, let me get rid of my 5s. And then this is my
Can
10.
you guys all see each other on the stream now and I can't? How come I'm the only one that can't see anybody else?
'Cause
Ah,
you got the
karma.
Use the wrong link.
you got
Karma.
the crap link that gave out initially. Here, I'll send you the new one too if you want. That's yeah.
Ugh.
It's my bad. I was trying to do something new with the join links to try to like up the video quality, but I checked the wrong thing by accident. I'm still figuring this out. I got it saved now. I figured out how to
If
save
you
it
have
all.
any
So
questions, just ask me.
next time it should be good. Yeah.
Just
know what?
ask me. Last week it went smoothly. You were on vacation. You were living your best life, soaking up the sun, and there I was.
Listen, I welcome you to take it over and just do it all the time. I'm cool with that. You guys heard it here first. Matt is the new Mac streaming live guy. He's the yeah. Here, I'll send
That's
you
why
this.
I even put my name.
Streams are hard. Streams are hard.
You know what? It's not that they're hard. It's
There's
just
a lot.
if you're trying to do something just a little bit different and you stray off the path a little bit, that's when everything just starts to fall apart, right? It's like
Oh, yeah.
the tower's like this. It's easy. If you're right here, it's easy. It's easy. As soon as you're like, well, I'll go this way a little bit. Oh, yeah. That's
I
kind
can
of
attest to
I
that,
started
man.
live streaming on OBS about a year ago, and then as the live streams continued, it's not like you just hit open your camera and everything's cool. When you have a full setup on the screen,
Yeah.
you're talking about like 10 minutes plus prep just to make it look normal on the other screen.
yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
I can attest.
I'm considering jumping into the OBS world. I've only used Restream, and I've only ever used it for the last like year and a half. And I like it because it's easy. It fits me because I press a button, I click on this, and it works. I don't have to click on like multiple pathways of things.
Yeah.
I know I've heard that if you set up OBS with a Stream Deck type of deal, it streamlines all those processes. It's just a matter of pulling the trigger and jumping into the dirt and playing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say this. I've used a bunch of different software packages. And there's some like there's other companies that make their own version of like OBS. They have like their own wrapper versions around it, and they do streamline some things, especially for like gaming. But honestly, for anybody trying to do it, I recommend just using OBS. Spend the time, and once you learn it and you have your stuff configured, it gets easier. My problem is I have like 4 different computers that have it all set up for like different reasons, and it's frustrating because I share some stuff and some stuff's not. And right now my production machine is completely separate, so like the OBS setup for that machine is completely different than what I have on this computer here.
Okay.
And then my laptop that has the OBS set up to do the podcast, like that's a completely different setup. That one's set up to like automatically change the cameras based on who's talking, and there's all kinds of automation in that one. So yeah, it's for me, it's my own bad. It's my own fault. I'm overcomplicating my life. You know, I gotta simplify.
Well, when I get set up with it, I'm going to ask you to help me out.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. And honestly, if you have get in touch with Robert, well, you talk to Robert Kelly all the time, right? Like he knows all this stuff. He's balls deep in that. So
One tip I can give you too, if ever you consider OBS, when you launch the stream, just make sure it's private, and then you have literally just hours to yourself trying to just figure it out.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't do like me where you launch it live, you don't realize you're live, and then you're just talking to yourself, and then there's people that start commentating.
Ah.
Geez, dude,
That sounds like
that
fun.
show up from.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
People will see me rage out like nothing else, because I'm always raging out before a live stream. I'm always fighting with technology. My wife and my kid think I'm a psychotic individual because I have no chill when it comes to technology.
Yeah, no, I'm 31 and I feel like I'm getting left behind. But the thing is, if you don't try to adapt to it, you will get to a point where you'll never be able to do it because it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, honestly, especially right now, like
Yep.
right now, technology is moving at a faster pace than it ever has.
Doubles every 2 years.
I think it's even faster than that. Like
I mean, now
if you look at
we got artificial intelligence now, so
yeah, like AI stuff is super interesting, especially when it comes to like the video and side and the content generation side of things. Because have you guys seen the Will Smith eating spaghetti?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the benchmark, right? And you look at like 2-3 years ago, Will Smith eating spaghetti is like a fever dream, right? And then 2026, Will Smith eating spaghetti is him having a conversation with a guy. There's different
I've
camera
seen that,
cuts,
yeah.
different angles. It's like
Yeah, it's like a whole movie scene.
it's actually really scary. It's scary because I don't want to get too into it just because I'm super balls deep in that. Like I have my own AI server and all kinds of stuff, but it's
That's
Yeah.
insane.
it's a
Hey,
very
I have a question here.
And just
Speaking
to
of AI, when it comes to when you're on the table, I don't know if you guys have thought about this before. Have you ever thought about some type of like sensor that goes into the pin pad of some sort?
100%.
Oh god,
I
don't get
I
me too
have,
started.
but then we hopped on Mac tables, and we don't need them anymore because if you see
There you
the
go.
elbow, it's
There.
an elbow foul. You know, it's a recess.
I'm
Weird.
talking if your hand or arm touches that pad, the pin pad,
Oh,
not
pin
the
pad?
elbow.
Yeah.
Like that way, like soon as let's say your knuckle just grazes it, you'll have something go off showing that the hand was touched.
Yeah, so I've put a lot of thought in this. There's like I think there's a lot of ways to do it. But it right now in arm wrestling, it is flawed because like, you know, you don't have to touch the pad, right? But it's actually like we're gonna have a concept table at some point. I don't know if I'm leaking stuff, like whatever you talk about it. I want to build a version of the
There's
Mac.
been worse leaked.
Yeah. I want to build a version of the Mac table where the rules are a little bit different, where you have to touch the pad in order for a point. Like nothing below the line stuff. It's like you have to physically touch something. And I think that's a huge problem in arm wrestling in general, is you can have this floating zone, which people are, again, this goes back to the reffing stuff we talked about really early on.
The parallel pins.
Not just the parallel pins, but it's just like when you're right on the line, you know, the ref is making a bad call for somebody no matter what, right? Like if you're parallel with the pin line, right? You're hovering in the air and you're far away from the pad, you know, and you're like right here and you're literally on the line. If the ref calls it a pin, then it's like, okay, that's a shit call because the guy shouldn't have got pinned. He's right on the line. But if the guy doesn't call it a pin, then the guy brings it back, people look at it like, oh, that was a pin. But it's stupid because it's too much on the ref to make that call, right? So I feel like honestly, you're right. Like I think you have to touch something, and then there has to be an indication that like this is clearly a point. And in my opinion, if the sport doesn't go that way, that's stupid. You know, and it doesn't have to, like, I don't think you need a mechanical system like hockey, for example, right? When the puck goes into the net, the light goes on, right? I think there's probably some nets that have sensors or whatever, But for the longest time, it's just a guy. Like there's
You
literally
also have,
just
like 30 different camera angles to check it out.
They have a camera inside the net.
Yeah.
yeah. Like for the longest time, it's just a guy. He's just got a little button, and if a goal hits, he hits it, and the sirens go off and the lights go on. And honestly, like that could be arm wrestling, right? The one guy who's got access to all the different angles of the pads, or even somebody that's on the stage and he sees it, and if it touches, just press it, and then sparklers go off and all kinds of things, and it's just way better than a ref making a call, stopping it, and then people arguing about it.
Slim Reaper's in the chat. And he's like, "Can someone tell Matthias to sit down?"
Yeah,
Ah,
Matthias has been answering him back.
He's got bigger than life personality though. So Slim, you should sit down, man.
Yeah, Slim needs to sit down.
Who's,
What is he,
who are the
6'7"
super
or
matches?
something?
no, honestly, John's not that tall. You guys don't know this, eh?
He wears stilts.
No, you guys don't know
It's
this.
all camera angles.
You guys go to my Instagram. There's a picture of me standing beside John. Like I'm like on 5'6",
Listen, you
5'7"
become a
on a
master
good
of the
day.
angles. I'm gonna cut you off. You've been master of the angles. You know cameras too well.
No. I'm telling you, I'm 5'6", 5'7" if I'm all stretched out and somebody's pulling me by my head. And I'm telling you, John's not as tall as me.
What kind of pictures are you sending him?
I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up right now as we speak.
No, don't. You can't unsee it.
You can't.
I'm all stretched out with someone pulling me by the head. Whoa.
Whoa,
Listen.
easy there.
All right,
not
Matt
the big-
is getting muted. No more.
Oh my god.
So I know you guys got
Arm
an event
wrestling.
coming up. You guys got an event coming up in March.
Yeah.
What's another event? Let's fast forward to April. So we're in it. In April. What do we got going on in April? What's happening?
Natty Bros.
Natty Bros. Yes. Have you guys seen the Natty Bros production? What they've been doing?
Oh,
They've been doing pretty good for themselves.
Yeah, they're killing it. They're getting some pretty good good talent out. They're really getting to the grassroots, bringing in local talent, people who haven't gotten on bigger stages. To your point earlier in the show, these guys aren't doing so good in self promoting, but they're partnering with people who are good at promoting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's crucial. Say, hey, I'm going to back this, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll repost whatever they have. That's how you can promote yourself easily. If you have a good promoter who knows what they're doing or has a loud enough voice, if you may, and you like the message, just hit share, and you've done your job in promoting not only yourself but the event that you're participating in. I like that.
my
I
question is.
agree. And keep going.
I was gonna poke fun at the Natty Bros for.
Go ahead.
It's Natty Bros, but who's actually natty?
So is this tested?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. I haven't heard about it.
The bros
No.
are natty. The bros aren't natty. Everybody else is.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone else isn't, but they've claimed to me that it's a great catchy name, brings a lot more
Oh
interest.
yeah, 100%.
Who wouldn't want to click on someone that? Oh wait, there's a bunch of Natty Bros that are
Hey,
arm
I'm already
wrestling.
asking questions. I don't know who they are, so
Yeah.
I'm good. I like it.
Hey, let's have an event. Natty Bros versus Trend Twins. Let's go.
Oh, I like that.
Another
Let's do it.
peck tear.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
Isn't Nick Stone pulling on that card?
No,
no, that was their
that was
last
the
card.
previous. It's Nick Stone versus Chance Shaw,
Ken Shaw. Yep.
and Chance won 3-2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And now it's Chance Shaw versus Tom Nelson.
That'll be a good fight.
That's gonna be
But what
fun.
Tom is going to show up? Crazy Tom from like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or normal Tom?
I don't know. I'm down for whatever.
Because Tom, he looked really good when he faced Derek in Florida.
Yeah.
Or where was it? Yeah,
In California,
Chris
right?
Kringlepool.
Yeah.
Chris Kringlepool, yeah.
That was a good match. Showed. I mean, Tom doesn't look like a very large human, but like he commands the table very well. But he's right. That King's move is fucking everything up. I hate the King's move.
Hey,
Hi.
you're not Canadian.
Who's this Houdini Sports? Must be all natural, otherwise you're banned.
Yeah, You know what? It's actually interesting. Like, I think that's one of the things that, yeah, I guess people have different opinions on it that may or may not help arm wrestling is having tested leagues, right?
Okay, I need your guys' thoughts on this.
Yeah.
It's open for discussion. Wasn't it? I saw this recently. Montana Armbender.
Mhm.
Is this what? There's Yanis is pulling. Is this a full natty league, or was this what league here is actually tested? What's the league called?
So it itself is not a natty tested league, but they have titles that are natty specific. So
Okay.
they'll have a couple of titles, like the match with Sandres versus Adam. They were both tested at random times during their preparation, and they both tested natty. They had nothing in their system whatsoever, and they were natural best at once. Not what was it, 220? I think it was.
So
And then also for Cody Wood versus Alexander Groot, that was also a tested title match.
So out of curiosity, I don't know if you guys would know. And just because you know how the UFC works, right? They did work with USADA, and now it's I don't even know who.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
think.
know?
Oh, sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go. You go. Go finish your thought.
Okay, so I'm curious. Do you like? I'm not a pro when it comes to blood work, but are they just looking for like one or two things, or is it a legit organization that's like, hey, we need your blood work done today, and we need the whole title?
I think that they utilize the same person for each of the tests, and they send it out to I believe don't quote me on this, but I believe it to be like within the credentials of WADA. I do believe they did follow that testing credentials. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Clifton's in the chat. He'll be able to tell us better.
Yeah, let's get a poll on this.
Yeah, I know a little bit about like how the drug testing stuff works, and I know that there's levels, right? If you're like, because it's not even you could do urine, you could do blood, and then there's like people
Air,
do
I think, is even one.
well there's
a
like
ton of them.
yes, and then there's also like organizations that have done passport tests before, and I think the UFC was doing those for a while, like the passport test, where essentially they would test them multiple times, and then essentially you have a screenshot of like what that person's levels should look like, and if they kind of get outside of the original tested ranges for those, then they essentially test you even more now, right? It's like, okay, you were outside of this, we didn't hit you for anything, but now we're throwing the kitchen sink at you, and that's when they started popping everybody, right? And a lot of big matches actually fell through because a lot of guys popped hot, and that's when all that USADA drama happened, and then the UFC picked somebody else to do their testing, and I think they're going with I don't remember the name of the company, but it's a different regulatory body that they're with completely now, and I don't know all the details with it because I haven't looked into it too much, but very likely the UFC probably owns it now. Right. I don't think it's fully third party anymore because that way they have more control over it. But yeah, there's different levels, right? And the problem with high level drug testing, it's super, super, super expensive. So I'll say this for arm wrestling, it's probably not worth you're not going to get a return on investment if you're doing like the kitchen sink tests, right?
No.
So
No, if you have a league the size of just example of East versus West, the Natty League. Okay, cool. If this is on live television and this is the real deal, get the blood work done from the athletes at random times, not just a piss test, get the whole thing done. Now we're talking, but for just random leagues that have some notoriety that are legit, to go through all of that hassle to try to claim, there's not enough money in this sport to do that.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think we're on our way there. I think within the next decade, we're certainly.
Oh, dude, it's growing rapidly.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Here's one of the biggest problem when it comes to drug testing is the more thorough and the more intensive the drug testing is, right? You're only going to get people that are willing to spend a ton of money that are going to get to do drugs, right? Because there's no such thing as a fully clean sport. Like there really is not.
No.
Like People are cheating in the Olympics, and in pretty much all high level sports. Like I'm telling you, there's figure skaters that are on trend. You know what I mean? Like there's.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't foresee anyone who's doing the curling on shooting themselves in the thigh. They may or may not. I could be wrong.
Here's the thing: those
Did
guys
you
are
see
probably
the ski jump Olympics? What they were doing?
Oh, what were they?
Oh,
what
yes,
were
they were doing something in the crotch, eh?
Yeah, they were making their crotch bigger so they can add more wingsuit.
Get out of here.
So there's
Yeah.
more mass for more flight or something.
Yeah.
More mass. Yeah. But essentially, it becomes a more expensive game, right? And now you have the guys at the very top level that once they get there, they now have the edge on everyone else because they can afford the $10,000-$20,000 a month to do things that will not
99.9% of people can't.
Well, not exactly.
Or
right?
shouldn't. I'm saying you should. But.
I can't go into detail on like what some of this stuff is, but like I do know people that have claimed to be natural at high level sports, and I know that what they're doing, and you hear them publicly talk about it, and it's like, man, like this just it doesn't feel right, because they're doing stuff. And
so I'll give you an example without naming a name.
Yeah.
So Nationals 2 years ago,
No one's watching. Just name names.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I can't. Hell, let's just use myself. How about that? I'll just say it was me.
It was you.
It was me.
dirty.
So I'm in line, and
yeah.
I'm not saying like to go talk about these things. I've always been somewhat open about it, respectively, regardless. So, but I don't talk about it too much. And then I'm standing in line, waiting to go to my match, and I'm standing next to an individual, Canadian guy, actually a buddy of mine, and then he somehow mentioned a comment about both of us being natty, and I don't know how it came up, and I just look at him. I'm like, bro, you were curling, like you were statically holding like 160s years ago, and your arms are thick. Don't just randomly tell me you're natty out of nowhere. So like, for those who know the game or have a little bit of experience or in the gym scene a little bit, it is very easy to tell for the most part if someone's on gear. But to try to just bluntly avoid it when it's clear, it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah. The problem is, though, at different levels of sport, it's more than just gear too, right? It's other substances like EPO, Adderall, like, other things that are enhancing performance above and beyond just strength, right?
Yeah.
And it's like obviously arm wrestling, like those things should help you too. But there's different versions of those drugs and different drugs that act the same way that they're not gonna, they can take them and they're not gonna piss hot in a regular test.
I mean,
right?
Look, I'm not a bodybuilder, but bodybuilders take Cialis when they go work out. Like, gets you blood flow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more than just the mainstream stuff that most people see.
Yeah, Matthias isn't a bodybuilder, and he takes it pretty regularly too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't. Listen, you want to
Are you speaking from personal experience with this knowledge? Because it sounds like
you guys share a room.
He was all stretched out, and someone was grabbing him by the head.
Okay.
I circled back.
It's but yeah, no, there's some rumors I'm going to start about Matt actually, so yeah, that'll be fun.
Oh, sweet, let's do it.
Yeah, but
talk about your pocket potato.
The pocket potato. What's a pocket potato?
It's the same thing that the ski jumpers were using.
Oh, is that what it's called? Pocket potato?
Yeah. I just made it up. It's a rumor.
Yeah. Okay.
PG version. Anyways. March 14th. What are the cards? How many people on the having super matches? What's going on?
I think there's 5, right, Matt?
There's 5. There is 5 super matches.
5 super matches. We have not seen not one poster.
We were working on that.
Hopefully by this
if
weekend.
If there's anyone in the chat, or maybe even you guys, I got news I'm leaving overseas this year, and I'll be headed to Japan, Korea, and Hawaii, and some other places. So if you know of any big clubs or names, either message me on Instagram or get a hold of me because I want to meet up with some clubs.
Hey, you're in Japan. You gotta do arm sumo over there, right?
Nice. Just make sure you go to the South Korea. The North one, you might not get out so much. You might not like it so much.
I can confirm we are going to South Korea.
Really? I think the North one would be more fun though. No, it'd
I'm
be a
gonna
good
try,
time.
but
Yeah.
no promise.
It's all about the
Same,
thrill, right,
same, but
Matthias?
different.
I'm gonna try to
All
arm
about
wrestle
the
Kim
thrill.
Jong Un.
Oh, God.
You will have to lose.
It's like, oh no.
You got it. He's Canadian. We're okay. If he loses, if he wins,
he just kings
he's well
movement.
liked. The
You
rest
know,
of the
I-
world likes Canada much better than they like the U.S.
yeah. I don't know. I think if you go to North Korea and you beat the supreme leader in an arm wrestling match, I think that's your last international trip. I think that's it.
That's your last trip, period.
That's
Yeah.
your last
You ain't
trip.
going nowhere.
You might, hey, you might just sign you over the rest of the country, you know.
Right?
Yeah, you know, maybe that's what he tells you, but that's not what's gonna happen.
You'll never be seen
But
again.
Eric, to get back to what you were asking about the
Yeah.
super matches, we have two of them that are currently fighting in the chat right now, which is Slim and Scott Walker, which is going to be an awesome match.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And then there is Dan LeBray versus Jim Clement. That's kind of like a running it back. I think you were at
Yeah.
the event where they last pulled.
I haven't skipped one event yet for Mac. Well, except
And then there's
Mhm.
well, you weren't at a global event.
I was at the Global Elite event. You gave me the wristband.
I know, I'm kidding.
I-
Then you
I-
have
I
yourself
regret
versus
that one.
Zach Shattuck. So do a lot of people.
Yeah.
Then you have Cody Lazare versus the Razor. So the Razor's making his gigantic comeback return.
All right.
And then you have Ben Garcia and Reed from the Ottawa High Hookers, Reed Millville.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
I'm definitely gonna be tuning in to watch Delivery and Clement because I need redemption on Labrie, man. I need the way he demolished me. I'm not happy about that. That didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. That was my first debut with the Mac card, and I don't have the best success in super matches, but in the no elimination tournaments are fun. But now that I have my own mat table, I have no excuse to not get training in and table time in. So it's gonna be a different story now.
I'm sure Matthias can fill you in on a little bit of inside information because he practices with them quite a bit.
Oh, we'll have to pick his brain.
Listen, I can't wait, like I can't do that. I can't.
So wait, Matthias, you coming to the summer kickoff this summer, right? I'm gonna pick your brain there.
Yeah, well, I'd like to go. I can't 100% confirm, but I'm like 99.9%.
Just don't forget your passport this time.
That was a one-time thing. That was one time. Yeah.
There shouldn't be a one time for that.
I didn't
Listen.
forget your passport.
What's that?
And Matt, to answer your question, Razor's weighing in at their match is set for 175.
He Razor's he pulls up the high hookers, eh?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is Devin back? Devin's back in Canada, right?
He is. Yeah.
Yeah. The best clip of Reagan ever. I think it might be on Devin's Instagram,
I
even
love
his
it.
YouTube.
It's my favorite.
It's you know what I'm talking about, eh? Where I
I
think,
do.
yeah, Devin's training with somebody, and then you hear Reagan just yelling and screaming, and then Devin looks, he's like, "What the fuck?" He's giving this weird look, and the camera pans over, and there's Reagan under the table smoking a cigarette, just yelling and screaming.
Just screaming, "I'm here for the party! I'm here for the fucking party!"
Dude, that is the most Reagan clip like ever. Like that's like that. Honestly, we should make like a promo video or something with just that.
If
Actually,
only our
Matt,
production guy could get around to it.
if you have a minute, Matt, you're putting some cool stuff together. Maybe take that clip and then just end it with the date for the event. Eh?
I'll talk to my IT department.
Yeah, apparently your IT department's busy looking for Seattle, trying to source Cialis. So I don't know if he's available anymore.
I'm looking for pocket potatoes.
Powerful, but yeah, I don't know if we even got onto like the big topic that we really wanted to talk about today.
What was the big
Which
topic?
one was that?
You said you want to talk about like the hardships of being a promoter.
The realities of running a promotion,
Yeah.
specifically the good side. Well, we kind of did talk about the good and some of the bad, not so much the ugly. Like we talked about people trying to poach other matches, trying to take athletes from your card, trying to actively destroy certain things.
Yeah, we touched on it, but I don't think we really touched on it.
Because I know you want to make your video.
We already had we had that at Mac already happened. We're in different promotions trying to poach an athlete.
Dude, it's behind the scenes. Again, I'm not gonna get too into it in
Oh.
here because again, I want to
Ooh,
present
yeah.
my views outside of the Mac channel. Because if anybody kind of disagrees with it, I want it to be on me and not on everybody else. But yeah, behind the scenes is crazy. Like it literally is crazy. Almost every event, something like somebody's been trying to sabotage it. Like it really, like just to give you a small insight, every time, and this is not just Mac related, but pretty much every single time I go and I'm involved in an event somewhere, the days leading up to the event until the day after, somebody tries to hack into all my socials. Yeah. Especially day of. Like so the last like global event that we did, day of, I had like 30, 40 attempts at my, people trying to get into my Facebook and Instagram. Just
Wow.
constant login attempt.
What are the
fucking text
chances?
messages.
What are the odds?
Every time.
You
Every
know,
time.
what makes it even better is nothing happened during the Montana Armbender event.
Yeah.
Matthias, you got to do that to them now.
Yeah. No, it has nothing to do with those guys. No, I that particular thing, I don't know who it is, but it's not a Mac targeted thing. Like that particular thing is targeted at me because it happened when I went and did the Nova Scotia event too. So I did the production.
Couldn't you see the location of where someone's trying to log in your account? Does that come up at all?
When somebody fully logs in, it shows the location, but just attempts, I don't think it does.
No.
So
Yeah, I guess it
what we can
depends,
do is,
It's-
I have friends in Silicon Valley.
Ah!
and
Don't even.
Of course you
They
do,
have,
Don't
Max.
even. Don't even.
they
Yeah,
have
like,
smoking guns.
yeah, the smoking gun. Yeah, but yeah, so it seems to be that it's mostly my Facebook and my Instagram that person's targeting, and part of it, it's like I got like dual what is it like two-layer authentication, whatever, right? So they have to access my phone, but I purposely haven't changed my Facebook password because I am trying to figure out like who is trying to do it because it does. It's honestly it's clockwork. Like every
Insane.
time I'm doing the production for something, it happens.
I mean,
Yeah.
for me to log on any new device on my stuff, you have two-factor authentication, and on
Mhm.
top of that, you have a timed security key through an authenticator app.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
'cause-
question for the whole the contracts thing here.
Mhm.
So this whole trying to poach people.
Mhm.
When you explain this to me as if I'm a new athlete or someone watching who doesn't know anything. Is this a contract? Let's say that I'm competing at the event today. Do
Right.
you give me a contract that says, example, we come to an agreement, I'm here for so much time, and then another league reaches out saying, hey, I want you to like, can you just give a little bit of elaboration on that? Because I'm genuinely curious without the details.
Do you want to do that, Matt, or do you want me to do that?
I apologize, I was not paying attention.
Okay.
How do the
I'll do it.
contracts work with
So-
Mac?
Yeah. So the contracts, they're always changing a little bit. Like every time we're kind of adding some things to them because certain things come up and we realize certain things need to be changed. The contracts that we have with athletes, for the most part, are pretty open. Because if it becomes too strict, it's one of these things. Like, do you really want to enforce this stuff, right? So like the Mac contracts, it's like, yeah, you got to be there for the event. The newer ones are going to have some like different obligations attached to it that the older ones didn't. But honestly, they're like pretty cookie cutter, right? There's nothing crazy. The problem becomes when, people are not at the point yet where they've signed the contracts and then announcements have been made that they're on the card or things move forward before the actual signatures happen, which we can't do that anymore. And also enforcement, right? So like if somebody does break the contract, what levels are you willing to go through to punish that person or to kind of to enforce the contract, right? And it's a hard call because let's say you have somebody who's on the undercard and they piss you off the day before and they just don't show up, right? Okay, they breach the contract. What level do you want to go through now to punish that person for doing that, right? Like, is it really
They'll have
worth
them come
enforcing
back.
it? Like obviously, like that's a one
Yeah.
and done, right? The way I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that,
of
it's but like, are you going to legally go after that person now?
Yeah,
Right.
it's a gray road for sure.
Right. And here's the other thing. let's say you have somebody who's under contract where there is a lot of money involved, right? And then that person breaches the contract. Now it's like, okay, what money do you want to spend legally to pursue that, right? And if you are spending, let's say, like millions of dollars on your event and you have that kind of money, yeah, okay, destroy that person's life, whatever, go like, yeah, they ruined your event, yeah, go over and crush them legally, destroy their inheritance, for the next 10 generations, like, okay, sure. But it's like, how much do you want to play that game? That's kind of what it comes down to, right?
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of contracts in like, I've seen the UFC contracts, like different levels of them, and I know how crazy those are. I don't ever want to see the MAC contracts ever look like that, but when the money gets to the sport, it's inevitable, right? It's inevitable that you're going to sign your likeness over. It's inevitable that you have to ask for permission to do anything, right? So like
Mhm.
some of the higher end UFC contracts, like you can't pretty much do anything in the realm of like sports entertainment
Or you'll be
without the
sued.
UFC telling you can do it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're making an appearance on like a morning news TV station, like a rep has to approve that, right? Once you hit a certain level. And big organizations like the UFC, like they're gonna have the money to, like, yeah, you fuck with them, like they'll destroy you, right? Like your career is essentially over because you're not allowed to compete anywhere else. And then if you do compete somewhere else, not only will they sue you, is they'll sue the other organization, they'll sue anybody who's involved in that organization, they'll sue the sponsors of that organization, right? And so they kind of have this like crazy enforcement arm. And because they've done that in the past, people don't really fuck around anymore, right? But you need to have the financial backing, right? And like, so is East versus West at the level that they can even do that? I don't know how much money Robert Baxter's worth, and I don't know like all of his financial backings and what they have. But they would probably spend more on pursuing a contract enforcement than they would probably running 4, 5, 6 events, right? So it's one of these
Yeah,
things
makes
where it's, you can play that game, but if you play that game, like, you have to have a lot of money, right? And you have to be willing to burn the money. And if,
Question
let's
for
say,
you about that.
mm-hmm,
I don't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to ask. So let's say you don't have that kind of money.
mm-hmm.
What would the next course of action be?
Physical violence.
Clearly, that's the option, right? No, I mean, would you go and take the route of making a public statement about the situation or scenario? And at which point does that become a double-edged sword? Can it
Yeah.
cut you as well as cutting the other person?
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Yeah. It's tough, right? It's I personally don't ever want to get involved in that kind of stuff, like, and enforcing the contracts, because nobody wins, right? Nobody wins. Yeah, like that's kind of what it comes down to, right? And as far as sports go, the only people that win when it comes to big exclusivity contracts, right? It's the top maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3 guys, right, in the organization that are getting these like $1 million plus contracts, right? And it's the promoters. That's the only person that wins. The sport loses when exclusivity contracts get enforced, and every other athlete outside of that little tippy top, they all lose, right? Because you lose your bargaining power now, right? Like if you're allowed to jump from promotion to promotion, and one promoter is like, oh, I don't want to pay you $100,000, but this promoter's willing to, then like, fuck yeah, like I'm going over there, right? And as soon as exclusivity contracts become the norm, everyone outside of that tippy top of the that's making all the money, it just stifles their pay, right? It stifles their pay, it stifles their progression, it stifles their ability to compete. But the goal, like the vision is like, okay, I'm signing this crazy contract. Yes, I'm giving up all my rights. Yes, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm locked into this, but I'm gonna get there, right? But realistically, no, like very, very, very few guys ever do, right?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's yeah, it just sucks. I'm not a big fan of it, right? But I understand, like, if you're trying to run a league, right, and you want to make like real money, like locking down the top athletes and preventing any other league to get involved with them, it's like, okay, cool. Like those guys are not locked into me. I'm the only one who gets to have them, right? So like anytime those guys are on pay-per-views, like people have to come to my event to watch them. And you can also sabotage everyone else at the same time. You're like, I have all the talent, right? These guys are not allowed to talk about you. These guys are not allowed to be seen at your events, even sometimes, right?
And we're seeing stuff like that now.
We're starting to, yeah, and not all leagues are treated equally to these kind of things, but it's a problem when it comes to all sports, right? But again, it's inevitable, because if you are spending all this money to try to build something, you're going to try to protect your investment as much as possible, right? So it's like, it's one of these things. It's kind of a double-edged sword, and it's inevitable, unfortunately. The problem is, like literally, if every athlete was to like universally agree, like, I'm never signing that, then nobody would do it, right? No one promotion could force you to sign it if nobody's willing to sign it. But ultimately, humans are selfish people, right? So
Yeah.
like, if everybody's like, if let's say, I don't know, like who would be like the top 5 guys in arm wrestling, right? The top most popular, right? It'd be Devin, probably be
Devin,
Levon.
Levon, Vitaly.
Sure. So whatever those guys. So if those guys are given a contract saying like, all right, for $2,000 a match, you're competing for East versus West, but you're not allowed to do any of this other stuff. Like those guys in the position, they can say like, yeah, like fuck you, like, like no, right? But now they're like, okay, fine, but you're guaranteed $1 million a year, let's say. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, yeah, of course, I'll sign that now.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I mean, if
And
if a promotion can afford to pay somebody a living wage,
right.
then yeah, I don't have a problem with them locking down an athlete.
And so here's the problem, right? Is now you have those top guys in these crazy strict contracts, right? Anybody who wants to pull with those guys, you can now take that same contract or very similar and force those guys to sign to pull them, right? And that trickles down all the way,
Oh,
right?
Gives you a lot of control. Gives you a lot of control.
Yeah. So
it's a virus.
yeah. So
Yep.
I can't say that I've ever seen the full details of an East versus West contract. So I don't know how strict they are, right? But I do know that they're obviously not giving the same contract to everyone, because there are a lot of people that do compete East versus West that compete everywhere else too, right? But then you can see they do have athletes that don't compete anywhere else, right? Guys like Michael Todd, guys like Devin, guys like Levon, Vitaly, Hermes, like those guys, clearly they have their own stricter versions of those. And obviously those guys are the one bringing more eyeballs, right? Those are the guys that are getting the most money. They're bringing in the most money. And in Devin's case, like they're the guys that are doing the most promotion, right? Like when it comes to a match coming out, who posts more content about a match coming out than Devin does, right?
I mean, he'll be in his sandals on the toilet and he'll still post about it. And you'll know
Like
he's on the
seriously,
toilet.
right? Like the guy.
Yeah, no one
All right.
cares. Just-
Yeah.
I gotta leave you guys. I gotta go pick up my brother.
Cool, man. Well, have a good night, buddy.
Powerful. Nice
So,
seeing you, Eric.
good night. I'll see you guys in the 14th.
Yeah. See you next week, my dude.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
Get in touch with me. Let me know what your plans are. If you're going to come up early, if not, or whatever you want to do.
yeah, I'll have to see. All right, see ya.
Catch you
Powerful.
later, man.
All right, later, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit that like button.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of rambled for a bit. I don't know if that answered your question about contract stuff.
Oh, that was horrible to listen to.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
I think I would, built my own arm wrestling table in the whole time.
Hell yeah.
Better than that. No. Nothing's
Yeah.
better than that tables. Nothing's better than that.
What does it look
tables.
like? What does it look like?
Dude, I suck at carpentry. I tried to build a deck, and I kid you not, it looked like something straight out of a Picasso painting, like turned into 3D. It was not pretty. It was not functional. Me and woodworking are not good friends. I will never pick up a hammer and a nail. I'll just pay someone else to do it.
No, there you go. Yeah, if it looks like a Picasso, you don't have to sell it as a table, right? You sell it as an art piece now, right?
Abstract art. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, it's almost 10 o'clock, Matthias. Did you want to call it? We've been going for 110 minutes right now. YouTube just told me.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything you guys want to go over still?
I do want to remind everyone who is watching there is a New York Mac Challenger Series on the horizon, June 6th on Long Island. Yours truly is going to be hosting it. And I'm trying to convince these two other knuckleheads to come to New York. But they have bigger and better plans, you know. So they claim. I don't know. But anywho, June 6th, it's going to be a fun day. We got 22 super matches, a no elimination tournament afterwards. There's going to be food. There's going to be music. There's going to be family entertainment. Definitely check out the event page, Summer Kickoff 6, Mac Challenger Series.
Powerful.
What about yourself, Keanu? What do you got going on?
What's that?
So what do you have going on that you want to talk about? Maybe you have an
always stuff
app or
going on.
something?
No, I'm just gonna do some training tonight. I know, more recovery, do some ice hot therapy, and then call it a night. Get ready to train tomorrow. Work on the app a little bit, but
Nice.
yeah, I gotta keep pulling away. Keep pulling away. If you guys don't know, there's a free trial, 7-day free trial.
Let's go.
Link in the description.
Yeah.
It only gets better. Also, before we peace out, everyone in the chat, try to let us know where you're from. I always like to see a geography of where people are coming in from. I know I see some Canadians in here, but sometimes a little bit of a surprise.
Let's see what we got. I know Clifton.
Hey, shout out your
Clifton's
city, where you're from. I
Canadian.
want to see where you guys are coming from. We have 10 people in here.
Hell
Any
yeah.
responses.
Let us know where
Shit
you're
this
at.
earlier.
Clifton's figuring out how to spell Canada.
I gotta say, David Jansen's always in every chat that I'm on screen saying how weak I am. I would love for him to come, you know, put his money where his mouth is. Come show up at a table that I'm at. Let's see how weak I really am.
Do you know this guy,
there you
Dan?
go.
I'd be happy to show. I don't know who this guy is. I've been on screen with him once before, but he's a tall, lanky dude. I did see he had a match recently with somebody who I demolished fairly easily. And he I think lost. So I don't know what his issue is. I would love to see David. Oh, he's just a shit disturber, not a shit stirrer.
Well, we have Ohio and North Dakota in the chat here, so
Nice.
a little bit from everywhere.
Powerful.
Oh, and Lucky just
Yeah,
jumped
thanks
on
everyone
as
for
well.
listening.
Nice.
Lucky. What's up, Lucky?
Powerful. Yeah, I guess on that note,
Cool, boys.
March 14th. So I guess next week we're probably not going to do live. We'll just do the event.
Correct.
Yeah. So March 14th, go compete.
But we'll be
I might
live
have to
at
stream
the
that
event.
That's true.
One
We'll have the
sec, I might
event.
stream that.
Yeah, there we go.
I might stream
Powerful. All right, I'm cutting off the
Anyway.
stream.
All right, thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Stay
Have a good
powerful.
one.
Also, Matt,